Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island All Stars Season 3, Episode 21. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, hype up the video, and leave a comment down below. This episode made me sad. It made me sad because Scott and Leanne, come on, get it together. But anyways, let's start with the morning. So we have Scott, who's in the kitchen, making Leanne, Sher. You see, my brain hasn't even caught up. He's making Sher some matcha. And he has the right to do so. I mean, when you like somebody, in Love Island, you make it be known, right? I'm wondering, did he also make a drink for Leanne? Because he was carrying a drink, but I don't know if it was to deliver to Leanne or to... Anyways, he put that drink in the fridge and he told Sher that it was in the fridge. Sher then takes both her drinks, one from Scott and one from Jack, to the girls' dressing room. And she's like, oh yeah, this one's from Jack and I think this one's from Scott. You think? Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be an issue. It's going to show up later in the day. Tommy talks to Lucinda and he's trying to apologize for being aggressive. He feels like maybe he was presenting more aggressively than he intended to. She accepts the apology. He wishes them well, but he hopes that the connection between Sean and Lucinda is real. That's the caveat. He wishes them well as long as the connection is real. Then we have Leanne, who talks to Whitney and Yemen. She's obviously not happy about the matcha.
I heard that matches are being made for other women.
Oh, shit.
Wait,
Did
what?
you see that?
He's a barista now.
If I was rocking with a girl for 2.5 weeks in here, I'd be like, huh? I'd be like, what? So if, yeah, like a new,
I'm ready, I'm available.
Yemen is out here talking about, oh, if I was connected with somebody for 2 weeks and I would, you have the luxury of saying whatever you want to say right now because you're a latecomer. If you came in at the beginning and you locked in pretty quickly and then somebody else came in, it's a different story. He has the luxury of saying he wouldn't be turning his head because he's not in that position, right? As for Leanne, I'm thinking, baby girl, you are making this bigger than it has to be right now. The day before, she said to Sher, you can go pursue him. She said to Scott, I'm not going to stop you from pursuing. You are allowed to do so. We are open. Though she's not happy about it, it is something that she said. That's why I keep saying it. If y'all don't mean it, don't say it, girl. If you don't want this girl to push up on your man, don't give her the permission to do so. It's hard in Love Island, though. I get it. It's really hard on Love Island. But anyways, she knew that the intrigue was there from both of their ends. So him giving her a drink in the morning should not be a surprise. The thing that's irritating me right now is he has yet to be disrespectful. Truly, he has yet to be disrespectful. He's been handling this situation with care, in my opinion. Of course, if you're on the receiving end, it feels harsher, but from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like he's doing anything that would be considered foul play. But Leanne being in her feelings is pushing Scott away, and I'll be so honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides, you know what, I no longer want to nurture this connection because you're getting on my nerves. That's not how he is handling it yet. Like, he's not yet just accepting defeat when it comes to Leanne, but if she continues on like this, there is a potential that he will just default to Sher. All of a sudden, Lucinda has this empathy for Belle and she feels really bad that she experienced what she went through. She says that nobody needs to go through what you've gone through already, Belle. And then she's like, you deserve so much better than Sean. I don't understand how people will say that and then continue to pursue the person who they think the other person is better than because you think that you deserve trash? Because you're basically saying he's trash. So you deserve trash? Okay.
I am really, really sorry.
Appreciate that. I feel like he's playing a bit of a mind game with me.
That was the one thing out of the challenge I was a bit like...
Like, he could have kissed me on the cheek. I didn't even see their kiss, to be honest.
They just pecked.
As hard as it is, maybe try and listen to some of the comments. And I just pray you don't get hurt.
She's out here saying that Sean is playing mind games with her because of how he kissed her in the challenge. You didn't have to kiss him back. She could have left it at, oh, the fact that he picked me was a mind game. But the fact that he kissed you how he kissed you, y'all both kissing each other. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like she was reveling in it too after the fact. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm with you there fully, sis, but okay. Regarding Lucinda, they kiss and make up, they go about their separate ways, right? Lucinda has a conversation with Sean, and she's basically saying, honestly, Belle doesn't deserve what she went through. I think that she's a great girl. You need to go talk to her, apologize, ray-tay-tay, whatever. Sean has a conversation with Belle. She's clearly still irritated. And again, this is a moment where I do feel for Belle, but her argument is just a little bit weak. She has strong points, but she does have weak points, right? The weak point for me is Belle is trying to say, I was being respectful in Villa USA and Sean wasn't. At face value, Sean was doing the exact same things that Belle was doing. Like, y'all are cozying up on day beds or by the pool or whatever. There were no outside kisses from either person. There was no, Sean didn't share a bed with Lucinda. Yeah, Sean didn't share a bed with Lucinda, but Belle had to, well, did she have to? I don't know. Belle shared a bed with Carrington. And so I'm just like, that argument to me is weak. The stronger argument, which she did say, and I feel like she should just stay there, is the fact that Lucinda had been in the villa all the while and he did not pursue her. It is only when Belle left that he's now pursuing this connection and acting as if it's the strongest thing he's ever experienced. Nobody compares to this connection. Like, it's as if you had eyes for Lucinda the whole time, but you were using Belle as a placeholder. And that is hurtful. If she sticks on that, I'm like, yes, girl, I hear you. I feel you. Even Sean, he understands. He's like, honestly, the way I went about it was not great at all, and I am sorry for that. You don't deserve what I put you through. Even when the other guys are chiming in, he's like, no, I completely understand where Bella's coming from. It was not right. For me, I just don't want Belle to be hung up on, oh, but I was being respectful. Technically, so was he, technically. Because yes, they did go on the terrace, but they did not kiss. He was being flirty with her, but she was also being flirty with Carrington. Like, I don't know. But I do feel for the girl. I hope that now, throughout this episode, she's been able to expel all her feelings. She takes a few more jabs at the recoupling, but I hope this is the end of this saga. Cher wants to take Scott to the secret garden, and I'm like, hey, Cher. Whoa, flag on the play. Baby girl, relax.
I think we should probably go to the secret garden.
No. Huh? I think secret garden's a bit mad.
I was surprised you made me the matcha. You miss 99% of the shots you don't take.
Well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
She's fine shit too.
And you're fine shit as
I
well.
know.
Like, it's got nothing to do with looks.
Leanne is starting to spiral, and I'm thinking, oh, my sister, if only you heard the conversation. This is nothing to be in a tizzy about. Like, this is nothing to be worried about. I promise you. Yes, he took her little cowboy hat. And like, but that's it. They don't even be touching. He's not sending her little flirty looks. Like, Cher is mostly staring off into the distance. Like, truly, this is not something to be worried about. And thankfully, during this conversation, Jack swooped in and you can see Cher's demeanor change. She does not want to be with this man. She's just managing that connection. At least we got more from him instead of, I really just want to get to know you more. And then we literally don't hear anything more. So yeah, she's trying to save face, but she don't like Jack. She don't like Jack. She's trying to run away from this man as quick as possible. And I can't help but laugh, not because that Jack is having a rough time. Like, no matter how I feel about anybody on this show, it is hard to experience that in real life. As an audience member, as somebody who's viewing this as entertainment, I just love that he thought he was having his cake and eating it too over there in Villa USA. And then things ended up the way that they did. It just, I don't know, it brings me great joy. I still don't like how he discarded Whitney the way that he did. Granted, he has complete right to say, I really don't want to be in a situation where somebody throws themselves into drama like this or drama follows them, because I don't think it's always Whitney throwing herself in it. That's my personal opinion. But the way he went about it, to me, was unsavory. So this is his just desserts and I'm enjoying it. Curtis. Sorry. Curtis, oh Lord. Curtis tells Millie that Kira is very full on, she's just going in and I kind of felt bad because I didn't want to rub that in your face. I didn't want you to feel bad. Curtis, I promise you, Millie doesn't give a damn.
She was all over me and everything, and I didn't want you to feel like I'm trying to make you feel bad. I didn't know the situation of what was between you and me. And
Yeah.
just be honest.
It is just a friendship thing.
Yeah, if that's the case now, then I can move forward. And
Definitely.
I just feel like we
Crack on
see
with
what's what.
Kira.
Curtis keeps asking for honesty from Millie, but whenever she gives him an honest answer, he tries to rationalize it to fit his own narrative. Like, oh no, what she really means, no, what she said is what she meant. Stop trying to dissect what she said and try to find the different connotations to what she said is what she meant. She's been clear with this man. She's been clear with him, but because he's just so desperate for this connection for whatever reason, he cannot take what she's saying at face value. He has to find the deeper meaning. The deeper meaning is what the surface meaning was. She don't like you, boo. She don't like you. And now this man is trying to make it seem like, oh, Kira's just sticking it on him and she's just so full on with him. You are also being full on with her. Their first conversation was about their kids. Not together, but their kids. That gives the impression that you in this too. Like, be so for real. And is Kira making out with herself? It'd be one thing if she was going in for a kiss. She is making out with you. You're giving it right back to her. Like, be so for real. This is why in yesterday's episode, I was like, I don't understand the connection. Not because we haven't seen people at a loss of options just randomly latch onto somebody. That is fine. I don't know how to put my feelings into words regarding this connection and why it doesn't make sense to me. But like, it's one thing to be at a loss of options and then it's this, right? I don't know. I can't put words to it, but just know that I have thoughts and one day I'll be able to express them, but not today. Leanne and Scott have a chat and oh Lord, the self-sabotage from Leanne is in high gear.
She went, do you want to go Secret Garden?
Why wouldn't she want to go Secret Garden when you're making her matches in the morning?
She
Obviously,
walked past.
we knew that she was gonna pull you for chats. Put it in the fridge on a slide because you're not even doing it with chess. Well, I'm glad you had a good conversation. I'm glad now you're suddenly a barista. Obviously, things are gonna be different. You know what I'm like. It's just weird, but
I know it's weird.
we said this and it is what it is.
I need more honesty from the both of them. Truly. Like, Leanne, you're irritated because this man is not going all in on you. And I just need her to say that. I do. Let the consequences be the consequences. But at least you will have said it, right? I need honesty from Whitney as well. Yeah, because Millie and Whitney had a conversation about their ex connections, right? And Millie is like, I'm so confused by Curtis because I was being clear and honest with him. And now he's saying, oh, I just thought that there was still something between us. Like, I don't know how he's getting to that conclusion. And on Millie's part, fully understand. There was a little bit of ambiguity at the beginning, but she ended up being very clear and concise with him. He's the one who's now, creating whatever alternate narratives, right? As for Whitney, though, she's like, oh, well, Connor said that he wanted to take a step back, but then he got upset that I was kissing Yemen in front of him. But then he's been giving me an attitude after we decided to be friends and whatever. And I'm just like, but Whitney, you knew it wasn't right with Connor for a long time. You could also have been clear. I don't buy for a second that Whitney was just so hung up on this guy and he's the one giving her mixed messages. They were giving each other mixed messages, or they both were managing each other and just didn't want to say that. In all actuality, if I'm being so honest, if I'm to believe that there was one person who was more into the other, I would say it was Connor regarding Whitney. I would. So for Whitney to be like, oh, Connor is the one doing this, he's the reason why we have tension right now, I don't understand the messages that he's sending out to me, I'm sorry, I don't agree. I think Whitney struggles with being honest with guys when it's in a romantic sense. I would love to pick that apart and find out a reason for why that is, but yeah, I'm just like, babe, the onus is on the both of y'all, not just Connor. Sean and Scott chat, honestly, don't care. They clear the air, whatever. Everybody's happy that they've had air clearing conversations. Bella's like, oh, we've turned over a new leaf, yay. The boys are like, oh yeah, buds again, cool. Fast forward to the recoupling because, mercy. First was Kira, I think. Yes, first was Kira. She picks Curtis, cool. Imani picks Connor. I think they're growing on me. I think they're growing on me. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. Then Cher. Cher picks Scott. Leanne is pissed. The girl is angry. She's not happy at all. And what makes matters worse is beforehand, Scott was like, you'll be fine. Don't worry. Anytime this man says this girl will be fine, she's not fine. So please stop wishing her well, because clearly your well wishes do the opposite. So she's pissed. The villa is stunned. Jack is like, whoa, right? She says, if you can take my man, you can keep him. Leanne, your man hasn't been taken in the sense where that phrase makes sense. He got stolen in a recoupling where he had already expressed to the girl that he was open. That's the name of the game. This is Love Island. Like, that comes with the territory. He hasn't actually been taken. And I'm sorry to the people who always say like, oh, if you could take my man, you can whatever. I would just like to know, what effort were you putting in to nurture that relationship? Not to say there's quote unquote anything you can do to keep a man. I don't believe that that is the case. If the person wants to stay, they'll stay. If the person wants to go, they'll go, right? Well, ideally, if the person wants to stay, they'll stay. If the person wants to go, they'll go. But you also have a part to play here. And I feel like in the recent days, Leanne has kind of just, she's kind of just laid down and played dead. And I'm like, you know, even the night before, Scott was saying them not cuddling was a big stance from her. He was like, yeah, you kind of made it clear how you feel about me right now. Yeah, Leanne, come on. Like, he hasn't actually been stolen, but you acted like the game is over. The game is not over. I need her to lock in. But anyways, the silver lining is that Jack was not picked by any of the USA girls. Again, on a personal level, sorry. As a viewer, Then we have Yeaman, who picks Whitney. Carrington picks Helena. Sean picks Lucinda, and he calls her ditzy. And I was thinking, is that a compliment? Because to me, that's a diss. How dare you? But Lucinda was thrilled, so maybe she really is ditzy. Kieran picks Sammy. Jack picks Belle, and Tommy picks Leanne. She feels so humiliated to the point where, you know, she's huffing and puffing as she walks away from the fire pit, and she even pays Scott dust when he tries to talk to her.
Humiliated. Yeah. What is her problem?
Yeah.
We're however many weeks in and she's picking you now.
She would have said, listen, I'm not okay with it. Then okay.
I was looking at Jack's face. He
Jack's devastated.
By all means, crack on. It's just made me put a lot more things into perspective.
This is a tough one for me because although I do feel for her, if your partner is open, they are fair game. Everybody knows this. You know this. Cher knows this. Scott, most of all, knows this. So if she's upset at Scott, honestly, a part of me is like, sure, I get it. Because Scott, you know the implication of being open. That makes you fair game. But also, Leanne, you knew that not letting this man know that you would have a problem with him exploring was going to let him believe that being open isn't an issue, which then leads to him being fair game. Like, I'm sorry, every action has a reaction, and to me, the reactions make sense. Like, Cher reacting this way makes sense. Scott Scott exploring makes sense. Leanne being annoyed also makes sense, but also I think there's more responsibility on her part that she just doesn't want to take. And I'm like, I feel for you, girl, but like also put your foot down, damn. Like, Scott is letting the moment breathe. He doesn't want to bombard her when she's not in the right headspace. So after he talks to the guys for a little bit, they do encourage him to have the conversation. And thankfully this time, Leanne is more receptive.
This is what happens when you're open. You're not wrong, but this is what happened. Clearly you've given her some sort of green light.
We've had two good
chats. But it's
chats.
coming from somewhere.
But I'm saying the fact that I've said to her we're open. She's been making bold moves and I've been batting them down.
You're still open at this point, then clearly there's something wrong. Explore it, do what you're doing. I'm taking this. No, I'm being serious. I can't be arsed with it. Like, I literally can't be arsed with it.
I said this a few episodes ago, and it's coming to fruition now. I felt like they were slowly going into this pit of miscommunication, and here we are. Unfortunately, and as much as I do like watching them interact, I feel like their relationship, just for lack of a better word, their connection, let me say, was based on vibes. And the tests that I actually wanted them to experience were having the hard conversations, not other people coming in. I wanted them to have the hard conversations because now look, when this requires them to communicate, they're unable to communicate because their communication was always piss poor. From what we get to see as viewers, their communication seemed to be in the pits. It was just, oh, I like you, you like me, we make out in bed, we hang out during the day. But where was the communication? Where was the foundation building? It just wasn't there. So now here's an opportunity to communicate, and they can't because they didn't, work that muscle. Now they're struggling, right? Cher is aware that Leanne is mad. So she goes to Leanne and she's like, yeah, I know you don't want to talk right now. And Leanne is paying her dust. She's not talking at first, right? Then Leanne notices that Cher is upset and she's like, why are you sad? Why are you crying? The way it sounded to me in my head was like, nah, bitch, what are you crying for? She did not say it like that at all, but that's the energy that I just put on it. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, Cher was like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to make anyone feel bad. Like this is not a great position to be in. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, everybody should have seen this coming. I will say everybody but Jack. Actually, no, I'll give it to Jack too. Cher should have seen that you are not going to be received well if you pick somebody's number one. On top of that too, you picked somebody's number one when the whole villa believes you had your own number one in Jack. Of course, you're not going to be received well by the masses, right? That's number one. For Leanne, if you let your man go out here as a free agent, this is the consequence. It's the potential consequence. So I get it, you're upset, but you also didn't put your foot down. And so here we are. And yeah, it's not to say that putting your foot down is going to get you the desired response, but at least you could say, I made my stance known. So it's now up to him to do what he wants to do. She was being too cool girl. Here we are. As for Scott, if you leave a crack open, somebody gonna kick the damn door down. Cher took you up on an opportunity that you made available to her. If you would have said, I don't want to be open with you, and she picked you, then I can understand you feeling blindsided. But you cannot be blindsided here. You knew the opportunity for you being chosen was available. And for Jack, yeah? Could be a production issue. But as a viewer, we don't get to see this man have many conversations. And the conversations he does have are, I really want to get to know you more. Or him just co-signing whatever's being said. Oh, you like the country? I like the country too. Oh, you like this music? I like this music too. Like, where's the actual connection building? Where's the flirt? Where's the chat? Where is it? So you cannot be shocked that somebody's going to choose somebody else over you every time. You can't be too shocked by that. But anyways, they have a chat, Jack and Cher, and he says, yeah, this has changed a lot for me. She's like, oh, this doesn't change anything for me. Cher, girl, be so for real. You did not want to be with Jack. You took your opportunity to go with Scott because you wanted to escape your previous connection. It's okay. You could be honest. The whole villa is gushing about their connections. Everybody's happy to be together. We know that this is a looming dumping coming. You guys let me know down below who you voted for. If I'm to say who I would want to go home at this point, unfortunately, I do think that Belle and Jack can go. Love you, Belle, but I think your time is up. Jack, your time been up. Leanne, baby girl, you got to be careful because they might get you out. People are thinking that you're a sourpuss. I don't know that I fully disagree with that, Who else could go? Oh, the thing is, Tommy is tied to her, hey? So if I want Tommy to go, she might go too. Yeah, but those are the people who I feel like are just saying, oh, Curtis and Kira. Yeah, they could go. I don't need them on my screen. Truly, I don't. Especially if they're not bringing in any more like bombshells, then all those people could go. And I feel no way about it. If they were bringing in a guy bombshell, I want to see if there's a potential there for Belle. But if not, then she could go. But anyways, that's it for me. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.